Let's talk about AI. You know, whenever the topic comes up, the first thing we think about is jobs. The story we hear over and over is that AI is coming to replace us. But what if that's not the whole story? What if AI's real power isn't about making us obsolete, but about making us, well, better at being human? Today, we're going to look at this really fascinating experiment that just flips that whole narrative on its head. So let's just get right to it with the big question. Can a machine, a piece of code, actually teach us something as fundamentally human as empathy? I mean, it sounds like something straight out of science fiction, right? But stick with me, because the answer is pretty surprising. To really get why this all matters, let's start with a feeling we have all had. Picture this. You're on hold with customer service. That tinny music is looping for what feels like the 100th time, and you can literally feel your frustration building. It's that exact moment where a conversation can either be saved by a real human touch, or it can just go completely off the rails. And that brings us right to the heart of the whole debate around AI. Is it here to replace us, or is it here to help us? That fear of replacement, it's everywhere. And honestly, it's understandable, especially when you start seeing the numbers that get thrown around. Yeah, some of the big headlines are suggesting that AI could impact as many as 300 million jobs. I mean, that is a massive, kind of scary number. But there's a completely different way to look at all this, a different story that's starting to emerge. And that story is all about augmentation. The idea here is actually pretty simple. Let the AI handle all the boring, repetitive, mind-numbing stuff. This frees us humans up to focus on the really tricky, high-value work, the emotional connections, the strategic thinking that for now, only we can do. It's about thinking of AI as a tool, not a threat. Okay, and this is where the experiment we're talking about gets really clever. Some researchers had this brilliant, kind of sideways idea. They asked, instead of using AI to talk to our customers, what if we used it to train our people on how to talk to customers better? They just flipped the entire script. So how does this whole thing work? Well, think of it like a virtual role-playing game. First, you give the AI a very specific prompt, telling it to act like a seriously unhappy customer. Then, a student steps in to play the customer service agent. The AI does its thing, playing the part of the angry customer, and this is the magic part, as soon as the conversation is over, the AI instantly switches roles. It stops being the customer and becomes an unbiased coach, delivering immediate, honest feedback. So let's see this thing in action. We're going to look at two different students who had to deal with the exact same angry AI customer. This is basically our what not to do versus our what to do showdown. And let me tell you, this AI does not hold back. It comes out swinging right from the start. This is unacceptable. Your customer service is terrible. Wow. Okay, so the pressure's on. How in the world do you respond to that initial wave of anger? Well, agent number one's first instinct is an excuse. We are very busy. Oof, you can just feel the empathy draining out of the room. It's so dismissive. And then it gets even worse with more excuses like, we're short-staffed. That's like throwing gasoline on a fire. It's defensive and it just makes everything worse.
Now, let's hit the reset button and bring in Agent 2. Look at this. The difference is just night and day. On one side, you have a defensive excuse. On the other, you have a sincere apology. Agent 2 immediately validates the customer's feelings, and that one single sentence completely changes the entire vibe of the conversation.
And they don't stop there. They keep that momentum going with, let's begin now by making things right for you. This is the pivot, right here. It's proactive, it's totally focused on a solution, and it gives the customer back a sense of control. The whole conversation shifts from, here's our problem, to, let's solve your problem. Okay, so the role play is over. Now we get to what might be the most powerful part of this whole thing. The AI takes off its angry customer hat, puts on its coach hat, and gives an instant, completely unbiased review of both performances.
So the feedback for Agent 1, it's brutal, but it's honest. Defensive, lacking empathy, dismissive, made excuses, escalated the conflict. I mean, there is zero sugarcoating here. It just lays out exactly what went wrong and why.
And for Agent 2, the feedback is glowing. Polite, empathetic, professional, validated their feelings. But, and this is what makes it such a great coach, it also offers constructive criticism. It's not just a pat on the back. It says, hey, you could be even better by offering more concrete actions. Now that is real, actionable advice.
So let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture here. This whole experiment, it's not just some neat little tech demo. It's pointing to this massive shift in how we can use technology to practice the very skills that make us human.
So what skills were really being sharpened in that simulator? It wasn't about typing speed or knowing how to use software. It was the deep stuff: communication under pressure, de-escalation, and maybe the most important one of all, learning how to take direct feedback and really reflect on your own performance. It's a totally safe space to fail, learn, and try again. And that brings us to the beautiful irony of this whole story. At a time when we are so worried about machines becoming more like us, here we have a machine that's actively helping us become more human. I mean, think about that. We literally used artificial intelligence to get better at showing real empathy.
So I'll leave you with this thought to chew on. If AI can be a sparring partner to help us practice empathy, what other uniquely human skills could we strengthen with this kind of technology? What else can these incredible new tools help us learn, not just about the world out there, but about ourselves?